going to be doing our book review and discussion of August's book of the month, which was Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. I'm going to do a little bit of a review and then a little bit of spoilers, which I'll let you know when that's happening in case you're here for the review part. And then we're going to do a whole lot of discussing. The great thing about this book is at the end of the book, at least on my ebook thing, it had a bunch of discussion questions for book clubs out there. So I thought that would be a really awesome opportunity to actually discuss something that's not totally disorganized like I usually am. So I'm gonna go ahead and post those questions down in the description box so you can copy and paste it into the comment section and answer them for yourself if you want to. And the questions are pretty good. So I will go ahead and put that in the description box. That's where you can find it. Also, before I get too ahead of myself, at the end of this video, I'm gonna go over the book options for September. The 2 book options that you can vote for on Twitter, which should already be up. The Twitter poll should be, my Twitter handle is JDeLibra, by the way, in case you want to vote for the book of the month for September. Okay, now I'm just rambling. All right, so let's just get into this review. All right, so just a little summary about the book. It is a psychological thriller based around this couple, Jack and Grace. They are the picture perfect couple, and all their friends and coworkers and family members think they are just perfect. There is no better word for that. Maybe too perfect. The whole idea is that behind closed doors, nothing is as it seems. And I really can't go past that without completely ruining it, just because the description of the book itself didn't go past that. So I really don't want to spoil it for anybody. You kind of have to find out what goes on behind closed doors. That's the whole idea. But I will tell you some of the things I liked about it and some of the things I didn't really like about it, and then I'll go into some spoilers. So the one thing I really did like about this book is that I thought it was a really effective psychological thriller as far as feeling genuinely chilled to the bone. There were times in the book that were downright disturbing, in my opinion. The way that the author, or just the writing in general, felt like, I don't know, like I was in this book. Like even at times I wanted to put down the book because I almost didn't want to know what was going to happen. I was like afraid for the characters, which is definitely what makes a good psychological thriller in my opinion. But that being said, I didn't really find that there were a lot of twists and turns in the book, which I am a huge fan of. I love a book that will straight up slap me upside the head with a twist or turn and I'm like, where did that come from? Like, you have no idea what's going on. And I really didn't get much of that from this book. Get further into it in the spoilers, but I felt like every time there was going to be a twist or turn or something was going to change, they kind of gave it away. Didn't make it a bad psychological thriller based on that, because it was effective in the way that it kind of messed with your head. But because I don't want to spoil it for you guys that haven't read the book, I'm gonna stop here. If you've been wondering if you should read the book or not, definitely read the book. I think it's worth reading. Just a couple of things that I prefer in a psychological thriller were missing for me, but it's not a deal breaker. Still really enjoyed the book, so definitely go read the book. And now I'm getting into spoilers. So the first spoiler I wanted to address was kind of just to give an example of what I was talking about when I said I didn't feel like there were any really twists and turns. I just feel like everything was given away before it actually happened. Like even the whole aspect of him being controlling, I didn't feel like it was that, like I didn't feel blindsided by that. Like by the time they were in Thailand and all that happened, I just was already expecting him to be controlling. I thought she'd already dropped enough hints. It just wasn't convincing enough, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like it definitely, the hints were way too strong there. Another thing that really ruined it for me was when she said something like, when Grace obviously said something like, she said, I knew I was gonna have to kill him, or I knew I was going to kill him. I just didn't know it was gonna happen this way or that. I can't remember what she said. I should probably write down quotes or bookmark stuff, but I'm not organized like that. Note to self, gotta do that. Okay, anyways, she gave away that she'd already killed him before he was dead. So the whole time I know he's already dead, and it gave the whole thing away. I don't know why I just don't. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed that there were really no surprises for me. But the one thing that surprised me more than anything in this book that I think is the best thing about this entire book was the ending. Oh my gosh, what did you guys think about the ending? Because I was obsessed. I was gonna mention this in the non-spoiler part about how great the ending was, at least I thought. but I didn't want to ruin it. You can't just come out there saying, like telling your friends and people, oh, the ending is so good. No, you just gotta let it happen to you. You gotta let that ending just hit ya. And that's what it did to me. I thought it tied up loose ends, but answered all my questions about Esther and whether or not she really did know. Was her name Esther? Who knows? I think that's all I have to say about this book, but I want to know your thoughts, so leave those down in the comments box. All right, so moving on to the 2 book options for the month of September. The first one I actually already started reading. Wasn't thinking about putting this in the book club, but I got about 40 pages in and it's so far just so good. I just knew immediately I had to put it in the book club. So it's called Lilac Girls by Martha Hall Kelly. This is more of a historical fiction type of book. It's based in the late 1930s, early 1940s. I believe the first year mentioned in this book is 1939. Right before Hitler invades Poland. And it's actually from the perspective of 3 different women living in 3 completely different areas. One woman is in the US, in New York. The other woman is in Germany, and the other woman is in Poland. It's just so eye-opening, and I love anything that kind of changes the way you see things or how you thought you understood them. I don't know, love everything about it. And I also love that it's kind of like a girl power type of book coming from a woman's perspective. Love that. Since our first book option is more of a historical fiction type of book, I figured we continue with the trend. And there's one book that I've been dying to read. It keeps popping up on all my recommended kind of pages on Barnes & Noble, on Goodreads, on all these places. Also, my friend said it is seriously one of the best books she's ever read. So I've been dying to read it. It's called A Gentleman in Moscow by, I'm going to botch this name, Amor Tolles? I don't know what I'm even saying anymore. Anyways, it's about a gentleman in Moscow, obviously, but it's about this man who is used to, I think he's like a count or something of the sort, and he's used to living this super luxurious, aristocratic lifestyle. And I don't know if the government kind of cuts him out of it or he's forced into exile. Something happens where he has to live in this hotel room, but he basically has to watch the whole, like everything unfold in Russian history in front of his eyes, and he can't participate in it. Apparently it's based in actual like real Russian history. Yeah, A Gentleman in Moscow, that is option number 2. I'm going to actually list the real descriptions of both books down in the description box for you guys so you can check out both options. I'll also link where to buy them if you want to read both of them. And then if you guys want to vote on which book you would like to read for September, then you can head over to my Twitter, which my Twitter handle is just JTheLibra, and you can vote for which book you want to read for the month of September. Did I already say that? Probably. Anyways, I think that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this book review. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. Say hey girl, hey down in the comments box because you know I love talking to you. I'm so excited to see what you guys thought of this book. So yeah, I will see you guys down in the comment section. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.